Welcome, everybody. It's Ask the Expert, and our friends from Laurysen Kitchens are here. Listen, we're going to talk kitchens today and kitchen design, so if you have questions, get them ready. 613-789-6559, extension 2803. You can also email us. You can Facebook us. Good morning to Aviva Ben-Kharine from Laurysen Kitchens. How are you, Aviva?
I'm very well.
Good to have you here this morning. We're
you.
going to talk about, which to me seems like a reasonable idea, is why it's important and how it becomes important to people to actually have a professional design and build their kitchen. And we'll start with the design side of things, because these days everybody wants the perfect kitchen, don't they?
They do, and it's really important to get the design right, because if the design is not functional, your kitchen's not going to be a workable kitchen, and you won't enjoy it.
Right, because the kitchen is in fact the one of, if not the focal points of the home these days. Eh?
That's right. People spend most of their time in the kitchen between getting ready in the morning before they go to work and getting their breakfast and lunch.
Yep.
And then when they come home, dinner needs to be prepared.
Right.
A lot of people live in their kitchens with their families.
Exactly. And meal times, most, you know, if the kitchen's big enough, a lot of it is spent in the kitchen or in the area.
That's right.
For sure. So step number one, even if you have an existing place, an existing kitchen, step number one is get a designer who can accommodate what you want, right?
That's right. It's really important to work with a professional, because a professional kitchen designer will have the knowledge to introduce you to products that you're not aware of.
Right.
They also have the ability to help you coordinate your timeline. A lot of people have very unrealistic expectations as to how long a renovation will take and what's going to be involved in that.
Yeah, I would guess every case is different.
Yes,
right.
Definitely.
So once you come up and meet a professional and bring them into your home to look at your space and what needs to be done and so on, that's when you get an idea of how long it's going to take.
That's right.
Most people think it's going to take a shorter time than it does?
Sometimes, and a lot of it depends on the scope of it. It's, I can manage without my kitchen for a week or so and get this done and then move on with my life.
Right.
And generally it's longer than that.
Yeah, a couple, 3 weeks is what we're talking about?
That's right.
Yeah.
Usually there's quite a bit of tumult in the house, even if it's just a simple removal and replacement, because there's always the repairs to the drywall after the tile comes down.
Right.
There's new flooring. Sometimes there's adjustments that need to be made, especially in an older home where you have plumbing that's been there for 40 years,
right,
or electrical that hasn't been brought up to code.
Right.
You can have all sorts of things that need to be taken care of.
Would it be fair to say, in just looking at these designs and these drawings here, would it be fair to say that designing a kitchen is much the same if you were to sit down with a builder and design your home?
It is. It's a different scale. It's a different scope of detail when you're working in a kitchen than when you're working with the entire home.
Right.
And this particular kitchen was a challenge because it had 3 doorways and a window and a very small home. A lot of kitchen designers show their best and brightest and beautiful things.
Yeah.
When you're working in a small space with a lot of entries, you're limited to what you can do,
right,
and we have to work with those limitations.
I just thought I'd hold this up as an example, because this is one of the things the customer will see.
That's right.
And you can have direct input into exactly how that kitchen is going to turn out if you have a professional working with you. For example, here's another drawing. These were measurements and so on. This is like what it's going to look like.
This is a line drawing that I prepared for a customer who had a post and beam home. And the challenge here was to find a way to accommodate all of the storage that they needed and all of the appliances that they required in a space that had a lot of obstructions between the beams and the ceiling and the angled beams on the far wall.
Right.
They didn't really have a lot of spaces. This is the same kitchen again, showing a view of the pantry. And we actually have some photographs of this kitchen that I had, that I had sent in.
Wow. And that's the finished product?
That is the finished product. There's the pantry wall, and you can see up in the top corner, there's the beams.
Because of the beams and so on, and the pillars and all that, it seems to have a rustic sort of feel?
That's right. That's right. It was a home out in the country, and they wanted to keep the country feel.
Well, perfect.
But open it up to the dining room.
Yeah, yeah. There's also so many different angles, so many different ways to go. If you want a modern kitchen, if you want an open kitchen, there's so many things to consider, right?
A lot is determined by the specifics of each particular case. Yeah. So if someone comes in with a home where the doorways can't be moved, or the window is a given size, the appliances are fixed sizes that they're not willing to change, then we work within those parameters.
Okay.
But having the professional designer on board not only gives you the extra knowledge and the experience to avoid some of the simpler errors that people come up with when they're working on their own, it also helps you because you have the confidence of knowing that you're working with someone with a code of conduct, which is really important.
Which is adhered to at Laurysen, that's for sure, being one of the premier kitchen designers in the city of Ottawa. Tell you what, we're going to give you an opportunity, folks, to ask some questions now if you'd like. As we take a break, here's the phone number, 613-789-6559, extension 2803. You can email questions, Facebook questions, tweet questions. But if you want to get on the telephone, now's the time to do it so we can get you all set up and get you ready for questions. You want to find Laurysen Kitchens, and I drove right by yesterday, as a matter of fact, on my way to the Diefenbunker.